Good morning. Today we are here with Victoria Pujol, Antonella Luciano, Jesus Antía, Francisco Ojeda, and myself, Andres Vargas. And we are going to be talking about beliefs and values. So let's start. First question. Can you tell me what you think beliefs and values are?
So what I think beliefs are is that statements you have faith in and that you think are correct. And that's everything happened because of something. For example, I don't know, a religion you have is a belief you have, or a political idea you think is correct that is also a belief you have. Is everything that you think in a certain way is correct and is what, I don't know, gives like meaning to the way you're living. And I think values are those things that your parents teach you at your house, your family, and are the things that make you what make you think what is right and what is wrong. For example, I don't know. In specific situations, you have to choose two things, and then you have to see what you do is if it's right or wrong. And I think those are the values that you grow up with during your life.
Okay. For me, belief are things that you believe by experiences or things that you do in your daily life, and you start believing in it. And values are values that your parents or family show you when you are growing up.
Okay, so definitely, I agree that beliefs are actually the things you grow up seeing, and basically the statements that in your mind you consider as being the absolute truth. So, for example, we can say religions, or maybe to put it another way, we can also say some traditions, but that's basically it. And values are mainly a raising thing, how your parents raise you. It's what determines what are your values and basically the way you behave on certain situations. So some responses and mainly our personalities are the values that are within us.
Okay, Rick. Beliefs is something that is fundamental to you, is something that stays with you on a daily basis, and that you structure your decision, your way of taking decisions, always. And values are something that is important to you, and that you base also your way of taking decisions. And I think that it's very important to say that both of these are something that grows up with you and that is teaching to you. This is not something that you are born
Next,
with.
what is the difference between beliefs and values?
So I think that the main difference between beliefs and values is that a belief is something that you trust in, an idea that, I don't know, your parents teach you or someone teaches you about something, and that is something you trust in. It's like an idea or something you have faith in. But by the other side, a value is more like something that you were taught is right or wrong, and those are the things that are going to help you make decisions in your life and the way people are going to see you.
So, in my opinion, the main difference between beliefs and values are that basically, even though they have many similarities, for example, they are both gained by what your parents teach you. They can differentiate by, for example, we can say beliefs can determine certain attitudes and certain things we do while values is just like a reaction thing. Values are more like the behavior we have in front of certain situations, while beliefs determine how we act in general. Also, I think beliefs are like a a lot more extensive subject than values. For example, we have religion, like traditions, and those type of things can actually like say a lot about where we come from.
And I think that the most shown up difference between these two terms is that beliefs is something that, based on your own criterion, while you grow up, you go changing, and that's something that you are somehow conscious about. While values are something that is just part of you, is like kind of part of your personality and who you are, and that's something like immediately shown up in your way of reacting to things and managing your own decisions and that.
For me, the difference, like Victoria said, the big difference for me is that belief can change when you are growing. But the values, if you learn it
Once in your
once
life,
once in your life, they're going to
it
be
stays
with you,
with you.
and they're going to stay with you for the rest of your life. I think that's the biggest difference in these two things.
Great. Now, do you know different types of beliefs?
Honestly, I don't know different types of beliefs, but what I think different types of beliefs might be is maybe a religion might be a type of belief. Culture might be another type of belief. Traditions, political ideas. I think those are types of beliefs because those are different things people trust, and I think that is what beliefs basically are. So yeah, I would say those are some types of beliefs.
During my life, I have only been able to identify 3 types of beliefs. These are the first one is about the world that surrounds us, and is a criterion that we have of the ideas and types of idealism that we can find in our daily life, like would be religious ideas and political ideas too, and based on this we can make decisions on what our life will be in the future. And also we have the beliefs we have on ourselves, which would be like the ideas we would like to project on ourselves, what we would like to be, based on our own criterion also, and on the others, which would be the ideas we would like the others to be like. Stereotype, we would like to have friends that surround us, of the relationships we would like to have, and based on our own expectations.
Different type of beliefs, I think they are basically, we can talk about religion, traditions, also like things we do on our daily basis, but not because of one particular reason, but just because our parents or maybe the country we live in have taught us to do so. So without an apparent reason, we do it either way. I think that could be a belief.
Interesting. Next, do you know a different kind of value?
Some kind of values are humble, respectful, gentle, kind, and those values are things that our family teach us when we are very young, because that's the way that a person, that you identify a person, because if you are gentle or if you are respectful, the people around you, they would
They
know
will
that you
like
have
you.
good values. For example, if I'm going to a supermarket and I'm going in and I open the door for a person, that's you saw that I have values, good values. For me, that's a example of values. Thank you.
I think the different kind of values could be basically like audacity and that kinds of things. Are mainly attitudes that we can like adopt in certain situations and basically determines our responses for example like a problematic situation or how we manage those things, and that's basically it. It can also be taught by our parents, but not that much.
Now, I would like to know, do you think that beliefs and values influence our life?
I think that yes, of course, beliefs and values influence our lives because, for example, beliefs make us up as persons. You know, because whether depending on what we believe, that will like change the way we act on certain ways. For example, different religions have different ways of showing their belief, which obviously changes the way that person is. And values affect your life because values are basically what define you as a good or a bad person, depending on what you were taught. So of course, having good manners, being respectful, those are all things that will make you up as a person and that will influence the people around you and how they treat you.
For me, values influence in our life. Like if we don't have values and we treat bad other persons, they're going to treat you bad too. But if you have good values, they're going to treat you good. So it influences in your life.
I think beliefs and values actually influence our lives a lot because, for example, although beliefs like determines the things we do in our daily lives, values are actually the way we are. So that's literally our whole life. So, as I said, the way you react to some things, it's basically our personality. So it does influence your life a lot.
Finally, are beliefs and values different in other cultures?
Based on my own experience, I've been able to identify that based on the part of the world that you are, you can find specific types of expectations that people have on you, what is wrong, what is bad, the honor, and what is unhonorable. For example, in Venezuela, we have kind of an open mind. We have a very exotic surround, and based on our own teaching, on the environment, and as we grow up with the experiences, we've been able to form a way of being that make us able to be more open-minded and open to other things. But in the other hand, we have countries like our Muslim cultures that are Arabic countries in which we can see like a very structured culture that is based on their own beliefs. They have stereotype what is good and what is bad, and that's very different of what we can see in other parts of the world.
I think beliefs and values in different countries or other cultures actually change. They are basically the way people behave, so the situation is not the same in every country. For example, here in Venezuela, we do not act the same as United States or a nation country because the context is not the same. So people cannot act in the same way because different situations require different responses, and that's why parents usually taught the things that we actually need for those problematic situations.
I think they are. Yes, of course. For example, cultures here in Venezuela might be very different than cultures in the United States. Maybe people here, based on the type of life we have, start to believe in different things, and maybe people in the United States with a different kind of life don't think or might think. For example, I think that maybe culture in the United States is more open to new things than maybe people right in here in Venezuela. Maybe it's also because of the generations and the amount of people that maybe the United States has in comparison with Venezuela.
Okay. Values and beliefs are very important on a daily basis because they are part of who we are and how we develop on a society. It is basically what makes us part of it and what will make us build up a life as we want it to. We all have our own families, and everyone is done multiple things in various ways. There are thousands of diverse beliefs around the world, and they are built up from many different cultural roots that have accompanied people through the years.